Toyota. Ratkanos coming right at you with this week's weekly recap from April 20 through April 24th. Let's go! And of course, starting off with the Wednesdays, the first thing we do is killing this giant Hydra, which opens up a path to a forest above. We explore, we find some giant rats, some mushroom people-ish, and as well we find Sith, who also apparently turns out to be a giant wolf. So after a couple of tries, we beat him when we get the Covenant of Arthurius, which allows us to enter the Abyss. After going to the Abyss, we find the Four Kings, which takes us quite a bunch of tries, but we beat him at one point, and there we find Keith, some other head demon thingy. We decline him to be the new leader of the Dark Age, but of course we decline him and we choose Frammed. So we go to the Firelink altar where we deliver the Lord's vessel that we got from Guinevere the other day, and the Ord's fog gates are now open. The first fog gate we go to is in Orlando, and we work our way through there and we face Sieve the Scaleless. We end up dying, and apparently that's normal, and you end up in the Duke's archives. We work through there, we find his crystal cave. We fought a bunch of times, so that's where we call it quits. And this is where we move on to the Thursdays. And on the Thursdays, we continue the Crystal Cave struggle. We once again find Sieve the Scaleless, but this time we beat him. After learning a bit of bigger upgrading from the giant blacksmith in Orlando, we go to the next Orange Fog, which is in Demon Ruins. This is where we face Demon's Fire Sage, followed by the Sendai Painted Demon. We didn't have that much trouble with either of them, and we find the Lost Izalith. We work right through there, and this is where we find the second Lord Soul, the Bat of Chaos. After killing him, we head to the Catacombs, and we end up in the Tomb of Giants. We face this little boss called the Pinwheel, which was not that hard actually, and next up is the final one, Grave Lord Nido. And this is where we finally head to the final place, the Kiln of the First Flame. And this is where a 4-hour struggle begins versus Gwyn. We take a little break on advice of my viewers. We do a little side content that I didn't do yet. We killed the Stray Demon, we did this painting world where we faced Priscilla, and this is where we return to Gwyn for another hour of struggling. And we finally beat him, and we end up Dark Souls with 424 deaths. Not a bad, I say. Let's go into the Fridays. And starting on the Fridays with the game I've been waiting for so damn long. Final Fantasy IX, we do the little intro things, we did a bit of the jump rope games, and we actually got to above 100 jumps, and this is where we got the Genji card, and we actually followed up by playing some Tetra, where it's pretty fun because I do love Tetra, as annoying as it can be. So as we go on, we meet Puck, which we become his slave, so said, and that's where we climb the roofs, the theater ship scene fights, you know, where you play I Want to Be Your Canary. And this is where, well, we reached the performance meeting game where you have to like get a 100 on 100 knolls. Well, you don't have to, but I did it. And this is where Blank and Zidane go into the castle. We find Garnet, she flees, and this is where you continue with Steiner. And Steiner eventually finds Zidane chasing Garnet. Garnet jumps off the tower with some sort of a rope. Zidane does the same thing, and Steiner follows up by that as well. He actually ends up in a tower very painfully. On the ship, Garnet apparently agrees to wanting to be kidnapped, and Zidane's like, okay, I will do my best to kidnap you. This is where a little plate goes improvising, and you fight Steiner versus a bomb. Eventually the bomb blows up together with your whole ship. The ship crashes in this place called the Evil Forest. And this is where I grind up a few levels, fight the plant plus Garnet, followed by the who gets then replaced by Vivi captured, and we steal a bunch of items. We get up the group, we face Baku only with Zidane, and this is where we leave Tantalus the group and head into the forest and face the forest boss. We escape the forest onto the open field, and we get the Moogle Flute, which allows us to save on the field. Next place is the Ice Cavern, where I pick up the hidden chest, the party feints with Zidane once again going solo versus the boss, versus Black Waltz #1. After we get outside of the Ice Cavern, we save, and that's where we call the night on the Fridays. And now on to the Saturdays. And for Retro Saturdays, continuing the Ocarina of Time 3 Heart Challenge, we head to the well, where we go through, we find the Lens of Truth, and we actually have to go back a bit to get a magic bar because apparently we needed it. So nonetheless, after that, we get Dense Fire, and we enter the Shadow Temple. We work through that, we get the Hurl Boots, followed to Bungo Bungo, Shadow Temple boss. It was a little hard because, you know, the 3 Heart Challenge makes everything a lot, I seriously mean a lot harder. So we kill him and we awaken Impa as the Shadow Sage. Followed by that, we head to Gerudo Fortress where we have to free the 4 Carpenters. Was a little bit of trouble at some point, but we get free access to everywhere, which makes it worth. After going that, we head through the desert with the Lens of Truth, and we find the Spirit Temple where we learn the Requiem of Spirit. We head back to the Temple of Time and we become young again, and we'll save, and that's where we call it night on the Saturdays. As for the Sundays, there's not really much to be saying because Sunday night my modem died just before I was about to start the stream, so no stream has happened. And all the way up to the Tuesdays, I was without internet because apparently the power adapter from my modem just was like, I'm gonna die today, good night, good day, and I'll see you later. So that was, yeah, there's also the reason why this weekly recap for this week is very late, and my excuses for that. And of course, that was this week's weekly recap. If you liked the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up. Would you like to see more, or would you want to see more, hit up the subscribe button. And if you want to see the last week's recap, click on the video down below. And if you would like to see my stream sometimes, click on the Twitch thing on the left and click there and go to my channel, follow me there and get a notification when I go live. And as always, it's Ratkanos and I am out. I'll see you guys on next week's recap.